Hello students, today's lesson is about bisector of an angle. Let's observe this figure. Here we have an angle BAC of vertex A, and we have this blue semi-line of origin A starting from point A. What's so special about the semi-line that it divides this angle BAC into two equal angles. Definition: the bisector of an angle is a semi-line that divides an angle into two equal adjacent angles. The word bisector, it comes from the verb bisect. It means divide equally, divide into two equal parts. Here we have an angle that is divided into two equal adjacent angles because this bisector, this semi-line, is the common side of these two angles, and they have same vertex A, and they are situated on opposite sides of their common side, this blue semi-line. Let's watch this animation. Here we notice these two angles are equal in measure. If we change the measure of BAC, here you have a right angle divided into two equal angles. Here you have an obtuse angle. And if we have a straight angle, it's divided into two equal right angles. Now next part, construction of the angle bisector. How do we construct the bisector of an angle? We will learn two methods. First method, using a protractor and a ruler, and second method, using a compass and a ruler. Let's start with the first method, using a protractor and a ruler. Example, draw an angle XOY equals 60 degrees, then construct the semi-line OU, bracket, parenthesis, limited by O, unlimited from the side of U, bisector of angle XOY. So first I bring the instruments needed here, a ruler and a protractor. I start drawing angle XOY. First I draw the first side, OX. Then I bring my protractor, I put the center of the protractor on vertex O, 0 on OX, I count from 0 till 60 degrees. I put a point above the dash of 60, then I bring my ruler to draw the second side OY, and I name the second side Y. Then I write the measure of angle XOY. Now to draw the bisector OU will divide XOY into two equal adjacent angles. So I ask myself, what is the half of 60? It's 30 degrees. Then I count from 0 to 30 by placing my protractor first on OX, 0 on OX. Then I draw the semi-line OU such that angle XOU should be equal to, of course, 30 degrees. So I placed my protractor, the 0 of my protractor on OX, then I counted from 0 till 30, then I drew the bisector OU of angle XOY. And of course, the two angles XOU and UOY will be equal to 30 degrees each. So angle XOU equals angle UOY equals XOY divided by 2. So from now on, if they ask us to calculate each of these two angles, of these two adjacent equal angles, they are equal in measure, and to calculate them, I need to write this equation. It's half of XOY. It's because of the angle bisector. angle bisector effect equals 60 degrees divided by 2 equals 30 degrees. So I write this equation of calculation in case they ask me to calculate angle XOU or UOY. Now, second method, using a compass and a ruler. Example 1. So in this figure, we have this acute angle UAV. We don't know its measure. It's not given. We will construct the semi-line AM bisector of angle UAV. We are going to use a compass and a ruler in this case. It's easier if we don't know the measure of an angle. We use a compass to draw its bisector. How? Now we will discover how. So first we bring our instruments. We bring our compass first. We put the needle on the vertex A. We open the compass as much as we want. Then we draw a small arc that cuts the first side AU. Then I keep the same radius. I don't change the compass. I don't change its opening. Then I draw a second arc that cuts the second side AV. We have these 2 points of intersection of these 2 arcs with AU and AV. Now I put my needle on this first point of intersection with the arc and AU. Then I draw an arc somewhere here because the bisector will pass somewhere here when I draw it. I draw an arc in this area of center, this point. Then I put the needle on the second point of intersection with the arc and AV, and I keep the same radius. Then I draw the second arc. Now, the bisector of angle UAV is in fact the semi-line that starts with A and will pass through the point of intersection here of these 2 arcs. I draw a semi-line that starts from the vertex A and passing through this point of intersection of these 2 red arcs. And we obtain the bisector AM of angle UAV. So here we have an angle UAV that is divided into 2 equal adjacent angles UAM and MAV. So UAM equals angle MAV equals UAV divided by 2. Later on, if they give us the measure of UAV, if I want to calculate UAM or MAV, they are equal in measure, and each one measure half the angle of UAV. And the reason here, what gave me the right to write this calculation equation, angle bisector effect, because of the bisector of angle UAV. It divided it into 2 equal adjacent angles, UAM and MAV. Now another example, example 2. In this example, we have an obtuse angle XBY. Construct semi-line BN bisector of angle XBY. So same steps as we did earlier. We don't know the measure of XBY. Instead of wasting our time bringing our protractor, measuring XBY, then finding its half, then drawing the bisector, we can use the compass. It's faster in case I don't know the measure of an angle. So first step, I bring my compass, I put the needle on B, I open my compass as much as I want, then I draw an arc that cuts BY at a point and another arc that cuts BX at another point. Then I bring my compass again. Here I can change the radius for the for the 2 other arcs. I put the needle on this point of intersection, I draw an arc. Now I keep the same radius. I put the needle on this second point of intersection with VX, and I draw a second arc. These two arcs will meet at a point. Now I draw the semi-line starting from point B and passing through this point of intersection of these two red arcs. And we have our angle bisector BN. It's the bisector of angle XBY. So angle XBY is divided into two equal adjacent angles, XBN and NBY. So XBN equals NBY equals XBY divided by 2 angle bisector effect. This is the end of our video. I would like to ask you to draw angles of given measurements of or random measurements and try to construct their bisectors by yourself. Thank you for watching.